So after a brief pause to get a little bit of assistance in setting this up, as you can see, this is a table set up and fully folded out and ready to go. It is a little bit of a pig to try and turn over on your own, so it wants to collapse under its own weight. That's not to say anything against this bit, because as you can see, this table has no give in it whatsoever. Very nice smooth finish on it. I've seen a few people say that although there's these metal support struts on the actual table, they don't tend to affect any match you lay over it. Height wise, you can see I'm measly 5'7" and this is perfectly waist high. But just to give people a true idea, the table sits at a fraction over 31 inches high. It's a true 6 foot by 4 foot board. As you can see, it's a full 4 foot in width. And lengthwise comes up to just a fraction over 6 foot, although that could just be not at the right angle there. So that's the board. It's fairly easy to actually assemble, although turning it over is a little bit of a chore. But let's face it, most of us are playing with a friend who we can more than rope into helping us. And if not, well, we just have to have a bit of a struggle to get that over there. So that's the table. It's very well built. There's no real ricket or wobble in it. As you can see, if you give it a good shake, and that's actually trying to shake the table, there is a bit of movement in it, but at the end of the day, it's 100 times better than the traditional old pasting table jobbies that almost want to collapse the minute you bump against them. And should you bump the table, which I'm doing there, as you can see, it's very little give in one direction, and if you go the other way, there's a little bit of lateral movement, but again, not much, and certainly not the sort of thing you'd probably be doing on a normal gaming day. Now, let's take a look at the double-sided battle mat we got from. We hummed and hawed about which one we'd go for. There's 4 options for the double-sided at the moment. We opted for the grasslands and the snow. At the time we were only thinking we'd be playing mostly Lord of the Rings, and then mistakes were made because we went to Warhammer World. And anyone who follows me on Twitter will know that that was a rather expensive mistake. That means we're now playing pretty much every game Games Workshop has ever released. As you can see, it comes in a roll-up bag to make it easier to transport around from your friends to your clubs to wherever you wish to use it, or just for storage at home. Mat feels of a typical sort of mouse pad material that you get. This again is 6 foot by 4 foot. Out to the edges of the board. Unrolls incredibly flat. Can just very, very slightly make out that there is a little bit of a tiny amount of ridge where the sections of the table meet if you run your hand over it, but in all truth it's not going to have any impact whatsoever on gaming, and I doubt you'd even notice it once you had scenery down and things like that. This is obviously the grassland side. You can see the texture. You've got kind of a wind-blown grass field with some rocky sections in there. Probably especially helpful to those of us who don't have a huge chunk of terrain, as you can always define some areas of rough terrain if you need it. So it's not too thick a material, it's not too heavy, and once it's down on the tables, it's not going to pull around too easily. You can move it, but again, I think if you're in the middle of a game, that's not the sort of thing that most people do. The opposite side of the mat, wasn't our first choice. We kind of wanted a cobblestone one that I think they had, but unfortunately that was on pre-order, and well, like any gamer, we're all a little bit impatient and want our goodies now. Side, it's a little bit of a curl up on the ends, but see, that's the first time it's been unrolled and you've no idea how long it's actually sat folded out, but I'm sure that'll smooth out quickly enough. And this is the snow, Arctic tundra, whatever kind of winter theme you want. You can see there's some detailing in it with some rocky outcrops in there, and again, it's really nice high definition texture. Be more than a pleasure to play over. So that's the review of the table and the mat. I hope it's helpful to some of you out there looking for either a mat or a table to take your wargaming forward on, and it certainly looks to be a good purchase from our point of view.